Hello guys, it's Mungai Eve. Welcome to the Mungai Eve show. And of course, we're the #1 online TV show. Na leo guys, I don't know what to say. I have an amazing guest. She's a guest of us today. But beside kukuwa guest, she's my role model. Na wachana hata na role model. Tumekuwa tukipiga story. Imagine she's from my home area. LYNN.
Sasa
Poa, ukoaje?
mambo, najua leo tutakufanyisha gym na hii mic.
Nitachoka.
Utachoka sana. Hi Eve.
Okay, I'm good. Ukoaje?
I love you. Me, I love you. I'm good.
I love you so much.
Me too.
Actually, I tell everyone you're my role model. I look up to you.
Bongo.
I love your work so much.
For real?
Yeah,
Oh, why now?
because you're doing a great job.
And so are you, So you're just, as I was telling you earlier, you are young, you're brilliant. I'm such a huge fan of your work. Kutoka tu kitambo na kale kalapel kako. Atuanzi kulia sahi kwa show, but I really do love you. And for me, it's an honor to be here. Like, I feel so honored and privileged. I don't know why I felt like I should do this interview, but in my heart, I was like, she's such an amazing person, and she's a true example of putting in the work, hard work, consistency. You keep amazing me every single day, and I felt like this was also important for me to do, because not only because it's in your show, but because I'm really, really proud of you.
Thank you so much, LYNN. I really appreciate. You know, I used to watch your stuffs and I was like, Kaye, Mungu saidia, one day I'll meet LYNN. And then it happened, you just posted me. You tagged me on your Insta stories. Yes. And I was like, this is the time. Then, guys, by the way, nimetaja kuwa LYNN. Nilisikiza story yake nikajua ni wa kutoka kwetu home. It's not that unajua mtu anaweza dhani maybe you accepted the interview because of that. Yeah. I got to know about it yesterday.
Yeah, and we just discussed majority of the details now. I know now you know my guka, you know some of my cousins, unajua ushago. By the way, I'm also like, hiya, we do really come from the same place, and I hope one day we can go back and do something for the community, because I'm a huge believer you have to change where you are coming from.
Yeah, sure. We're going to do something. We have to do it, you know.
This was ordained. This is God. Yeah. Me being here with you and then finding out guy yaka ni kaneiba. It's amazing.
Yeah, ni kazi ya God. Aki kazi ya Mungu hainanga makosa.
Kazi ya Mungu haina makosa.
Yeah, LYNN ushago. I think the reason I didn't know you, it's because wewe ulikuwa demo wa town, uligrow town at some point.
Yes, at some point tulitoka ushago, but sidhani kuna kitu ya ushago siwezi fanya. Nimelima, nimebeba kuni, ile kupika kwa zile shimo tatu, kufanya hizo zote. So I always say my life has been split into two. I grew up Ushago and I grew up in Nairobi. So I have experienced both worlds. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Wacha kwanza tuachane. Hizo ya ushago you're going to talk later. Let's get started to our interview. By the way, thank you so much, LYNN, for honoring the invitation. So we want to know, LYNN, you know, most of us tumekuwa tukikuona and we don't actually know your story. We don't know where you come from. We don't know whether you did journalism or you're just doing it maybe because of other reasons. We'd love to know, LYNN, where do you come from?
Me? Oh, sasa.
You already najua, wambie.
No, LYNN. LYNN is just, LYNN is LYNN. I'm the second born in a family of 4 girls. Kwetu tuna bro. Lakini I have been privileged to have a lot of brothers. Huku nje niko na mabro. So kuna wenye siku ya rurashio watakuja kudemand. So I have a lot of bros around, but I'm a second born in a family of 4. So my big sister is called Shiko, then there is me, then there is Ruth, and then there is June. And then I'm an aunt. I have a niece, her name is Courtney, and now I'm a new aunt to my nephew, David. So, and now my wonderful mom. By the way, mom, nika tunatoshananga, because, you know, raising us as a single mom, ilikuanga tu life ya make jokes. We never thought, me, I always say my mom is my hero, because first she taught us that things change. Hamtawai ishi kwa mashida. She really fought for us to be where we are. She gave up. She sacrificed most of her dreams to get us to where we are today. Hata kama tulikuwa tunafukuzwa shule kila time, my mom would still fight. There's always a story I remember nikiwa high school, nilifukuziwa fees. Unajua ukiwa high school ni ile mnafukuzwa mnarudi class. I know a lot of people watching will relate. So tunafukuzwa tunarudi class, alafu hiyo siku teacher aka up tu na mimi kaa nimejificha chini ya kitanda kwa dom. So nikafukuzwa. My mom was hawking t-shirts hapa karibu na fire station hapa Tao. So I used to school in Kinangop, a place called Magumu High School. Na ukisikia ni Magumu, life ilikuwa ngumu. Si ati shule ilikuwa inaitwa hivyo cause nini. But amazing. I schooled with some of the best people ever. So hiyo siku after nimefukuza nikaenda, my mom was hawking t-shirts in town. Nikapigia mom, nikamwambia, mama kaniambia kuja town. So nikaenda town, akahawk. No wonder mi hurumia hawkers sometimes cause wamelea watoto wengi sana and people have no idea. So nikaenda tukauza na mam, niko tu na uniform, mama kanibaia chipo, mi nakula hapo kando, mia shati mia. Ni nini sasa inanikujia kwa uso? Imeenda. Yeah, I think nikafly. So mama kozile za shati mia, nilikuwa nimefukuziwa around 4,000 hapo. Akamanage, akapata 2,000, akanipandisha hizo tulaga, nikarudi shule, nikapeleka, na hizo tu balance kidogo analeta tu polepole. So I always say my mom gave up everything she wanted. My mom always wanted to be a teacher, and she always dreamt of joining Kenyatta University, but she gave up so much for us, me and my sisters, to be where we are today. And every time I always say, I think I'll make her proud. One day I'll show her, me and my sisters, we always say we'll show her it was not in vain. My mom fought. My mom is the best human being I know. I've seen her cry. I've seen her, beat all the odds. Nimemuona, yani, like, my mom she's an amazing human being. She's everything I ever want to be in life. So growing up, Eve, it was not easy, definitely. I've also been privileged to grow up because my dad si ati alikuwa maskini. So I've also experienced the good side of life. I have lived both worlds, where you have everything and then where you have nothing. So my dad also was a good person. He passed on in 2014, but wali separate na mom, but I always want to remember him as the guy who bought me my first Black Forest cake, the guy who tulienda Bata akaniambia chagua viatu zote zenye unataka, and Mungai mimi nilichagua viatu 2 pekee. Sasa nasemanga kama anaweza kuwa alive anirudishe twende Bata, aniambie Lynn, chagua zile viatu zote unataka, naweza chagua zote. So I always, he had his faults and his flaws, but I'm choosing now to remember him for the good times, buying us balloons, watching wrestling together, him encouraging me to fight for my dream and never let anyone tell you can't do anything. Ama ye kutupikia waru nyama na pilipili. So I'm choosing to remember him for the good things that he did, because sometimes we want a reason to hate someone. Sure. You want a reason to say this person was not a good person, but if you can sometimes see you remembering them for the bad things they did is not helping, and you just say, I want to choose. A friend challenged me and is like, from today, I want you to just speak good things about your dad. And I've been doing it, and it's working, but not to excuse him for giving up on us, not to excuse him for doing that, but also to understand he was a human being, and human beings have flaws, and no one is perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Lynn, umetaja ulisomea Magumu.
Yes.
Yeah, but we all know you are supposed to join Karima Girls, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And it's a very big school.
Yeah.
So you want to tell us that even when you didn't join Karima Girls,
Actually,
uliingia
2
Magumu.
schools, Moi Girls. I was supposed to join Moi Girls and Karima. So nilipass. Me, I was such a mathematics. Hesabu was my best subject. Cheers to Mr. Ochilo, Ndururuno Primary School. He really made me love maths. He genuinely, Yani that teacher was so amazing. He was our maths teacher and our English teacher. So my best subjects were maths and English in primary school.
Yeah.
So he really made me love maths but nilikuwa nimerudia class 8 ndio niende Ndururuno. Again my mom had no money to send me to high school. Yeah. But then after nimerudia I passed so well. I was called at Karema and I was also called at Moi Girls, but again there was no money. So the reason I ended up in Magumu was, as I said, my mom is a businesswoman. Alikuwa amefanya zile job za kutoa viatu Kikomba, anaenda anamwaga na huko Kinangop nini, watu siku za soko watu wanakuja wanachagua. So my mom akipitanga hapo, that's when she knew the school. Me joining Magumu was not ati because hiyo ndio shule nilikuwa nimeitwa. It's funny cause mom alibai kila kitu, box, uniform, nini, akanipeleka shule sikuwa nimeitwa. Akaambia teacher bila leta aya alinunua tu the basics, hata vitabu zingine sikuwa nazo. Tukafika shule by saa 9, akaambia teacher, mtoto wangu atasomea huku, sina pesa ya kumpeleka shule ingine, please ni admitie mtoto. Ni teacher mgani atachase mtoto after umeshow up na uniform, umeshow up na sweater, box, mattress, kila kitu. Anaulizwa uko na admission? Hapana, lakini mtoto wangu atakaa nyumbani. So that's how I joined Magumu. No admission, no nothing. But I say when God walks with you, he really walks with you. We found a nice deputy teacher, alikuwa anaitwa Mrs. Ngaruya. So Mrs. Ngaruya being a woman, she's watching another woman cry, hakuwa na choice. She just had to admit me. So I was admitted with no admission letter. Nikasoma na mashida. Met some really good friends. Met a really good teacher. Mr. Nandoha was my English teacher. He is the reason I read a lot today. He started giving me books. Gifted Hands by Ben Carson. Letter from Birmingham Jail by Martin Luther King. He would, every time tunafunga shule, he would give me books. Na hizi books akinipea, narudi pale kwa Islam huruma. There's a video I did, I showed people my house. So nilikuwa naingia hapo nyuma. Nilikuwa naingia hapo nyuma kwa plot, kuna base mtu alikuwa anajificha. Nasoma Gifted Hands, nasema mimi na Ben Carson same WhatsApp group. Mimi na Martin Luther King, hata karibu nikuwe ka activist fulani atiko sasa Martin Luther King ameniingia kwa akili. So beautiful life in high school also. Of course ukifika form 2 pia kichwa ngumu inakuja. I think some people get the mentality sijai kuwa kichwa ngumu. Mimi nimekuwa kichwa ngumu.
Na wewe unakanga ka softy mpole.
We acha nikwambie venye tulifika form 2. Mimi hata unaweza ambia teacher utaniambia kitu. Unajua ukishafika form 2 unaonanga ni kama dunia mzima ni umeibeba hapa on your shoulder. Mungai Eve. Me I used to, hata kwanza nilikuwa nachukia agriculture vibaya sana.
Kwa nini?
So nikichukia subject na mi ng'ombe. Sasa sijui ng'ombe, sijui chora mbuzi, sijui nini unafanyia nini.
Huko nataka kuwafikiria unaweza fanya hiyo kazi tena.
Agriculture na Kiswahili haiwezi make kuongea ukweli. But towards form 3 we used to go for mathematics contest hapa Nairobi High School. Unakuja Nairobi High School unakatiwa kidogo na the rich kids, unaenda mnaandikiana barua. Yani life in high school was good.
How are you feeling pengine ukipatana na mademo Moi Girls, Karima Girls, ukikumbuka you were supposed to join the school?
Me haikuwa inaniingia sana cause Magumu I found a good community. Lakini tu ni ile unaona nilikuwa nafaa kuwa national school. Nilikuwa nafaa kuwa kama madem. Lakini you know sometimes you have to face the truth. Yeah. There's what you want, alafu kuna God's plans. Singeenda Magumu, singejua the importance of kunyenyekea. Labda saa hii, ningekuwa tu place ingine. Yani, it taught me a lot. Magumu taught me a lot. Just as the name, Magumu. Ilinifundisha kukuwa strong. So, I loved the school, especially because of the people. I made some amazing friends huko. I even had a boyfriend huko.
Ukiwa high school?
Si ile tu ya soap operas. Unaona huu ni Alejandro. Labda huyu pia anaweza kuwa Alejandro wangu. So ni ile tu unaona, no, but I really liked him either ways. But also,
It was from the school?
Yes, alikuwa shule but alikuwa mbele yangu.
Ulikuwa umemwambia ama ilikuwa tu ya soap opera?
Alikuwa anajua na mimi nilikuwa anajua but unajua love ya high school sijui unajichocha na hakuna kwenye itaenda, so hapo ndio story ilishia. Yeah, but now coming out of high school I performed, had really good grades, of course maths haikunifail, superstar kapata A. And I again coming now back to Huruma. Nilikuwa nataka kuingia Nairobi.
But then you were staying at Huruma with your mom?
Yes, we were staying at Huruma. Ina waka single room tu hapo. Mi bede mi make joke. Hiyo room yetu, sasa sidhani hata mimi mwenyewe naweza toshea. Nilirudi hapo nashindwa tuliishi aje huku watu watano. My sisters and my mom. Tulikuwa na kastove kengine pale, unakazana nako, tambi ni 3. Wase wenye wameshapika na stove sijui kama mnaelewa. Tambi 3 zikiwaka, chakula inaiva hii side unaitan, inaiva mchele ina hii side alafu unaitan. So still at Huruma, of course, my mom still working hard. My big sister sayo alikuwa amejoin computer classes. And
by then your mom had already separated with the dad?
Yes, my mom separated with my dad before we even joined high school. They separated when I was in class 7. So it wasn't the easiest life, but in Huruma we made the best memories.
Okay, after they separated, that's when you got yourself into slums. Before you used to stay where?
No, sisi tulikuwa tumeomoka. Sisi tulikuwa tumeomoka. We are cool kids. We are cool kids.
So mlitoka place poor then all of a sudden to the slum.
Yeah. We came from having a 3-meal course to only having 1 meal per day, and sometimes hakuna. And sometimes unajuzuria slum wezi lalanja. Cause kwa kina Evans kuna pikwa, kwa kina uko ground floor kuna pikwa, kwa kina nani kuna pikwa. So ni ukwe mjanja, utadohea kwa kina nani, ni kwa kina nani unasikia kuna nuka food. So ni ukwe, wewe umependa huko ati ni cartoon una watch, utatoka huko wakisha make supper. Watu wa slums wanaelewa, ni ujanjaruke, ujue ni kwa nini, ni kwa kina nani utaenda kukula hiyo siku. So coming from having everything, because my dad used to give us a lot of good things, and then now coming to a place where now this is your mom, first time business woman, anauza viatu hapa survey, anaenda anatafuta viatu za 30 bob, anakuja anaziuza 50 bob. By them sway lenga wao waseuanga anauza tu viatu twa 30 bob. Sana utazipata huko kwa slum, tu pumps, tu nini tumepakwa dye. Mi hata ingine kama sitaki kuvaa mi ununua tu. Kwa sababu hata mam kuuza viatu 2 ama 3, it was not easy. It was not easy. It wasn't easy.
Okay, so you finished high school. Yeah. After high school?
So after high school, I wanted to go to Nairobi University. I wanted to do law since my grades had allowed, plus help ingekuja in handy.
You loved law?
I wanted to be a lawyer back then. See, because I loved it. But because I remember we used to have a discussion with my dad and we were like, lawyer, I'm a doctor. You know, so it had grown into me. But looking back, I wouldn't want to do law. But here you see, and that's why I want to challenge people to do things they are passionate about, not what the community expects you to do, ama not what you think is a cool degree kufanya. So, again, mkiwa slums, the ignorance, wazazi wajui hata help inatoka wapi. So kama ukienda uitishwe admission fee Nairobi University, umechukua prospectus, ujui hata utauliza nani the right questions, and then uone fees ndio hiyo imewekwa hapo, alafu wanakuambia they will sponsor you to this percentage, tafuta hizi pesa zingine. Hata zingine sikuwa naambia mama. Naona tu hata make 30,000 na si tunalipa nyumba 1,500, unaenda kuambia mzazi ya nini? So luckily I used to have a best friend where we were staying, so tulikuwa tunajichocha sana. And since I was acting in high school, I started looking for acting gigs here. So tukaenda Kenya National Theatre, there were some auditions here, theatrics group. Thank you so much Aliwa David. We auditioned and I got a job as an actress, but tulikuwa tuna act set books. So tulikuwa tuna act set books, munaenda around the country sana. Tunakuja tunawachafulia hapo Utengano, the river and the source, river between, enemy of the people. So unakastiwa, mnalipwa 600 per show. So ukirudi home uko na like 10k napea mam. Sasa hiyo ukirudi home we ndio source, unafanya shopping. See, mom, see, you are watching. Mom can tell you. Mom can tell you. Niko nafanyia mom shopping, alafu nampea some money. So unakaa tu ukijua, hii shopping ya leo ni mimi nimefanya. Sasa ile unaona nikaa sawa, you are the dad in the house.
I know, the confidence.
Vibaya sana. I love my big sister had money. So my big sister would also spoil us once in a while. After alifanya computer, she got an IT job. So she started having, anawapea do, mnaenda mnabai manguo. Ukitaka makeup, she buys it for you. So after high school, after now acting, my mom wasn't really satisfied with acting. She needed me to go to school.
Okay, Lynn. And all this time, you didn't even think of maybe calling your dad, telling him you've done so well, you want to continue the education?
No, I've called my dad a couple of times. I told him, you know, let me tell you the problem sometimes. You get tired. Because this is your dad. You're calling him, Dad, I don't have a laptop. Dad goes quiet. For a child, you can only do so much. For a kid, you can't constantly call your dad. It reaches a time where you just know, this is me. This is me and my mom. Sorry. Like, this is just me and my mom. So, as a child, you get tired. Because why am I calling my dad to get me a laptop? Why should I beg my dad to pay for my school fees? So, we got tired and we accepted the reality. And so, tukajua tu ni sisi na mom, and it's just me and mom. So, ukiact, you just get used to it. Unasema, Mom, hapa ni sisi na wewe. So after acting,
you did acting for how long?
2 years. I was in acting from 2009 to 2011.
Yeah, so you didn't join university the period you were supposed to join?
I nearly give up. Hata sikuwa nataka mtu animentionie university. Because then all the people we had been with in high school walikuwa washajoin campus. So inabaki tu ni wewe. So you start making a new set of friends kwa theater. Luckily our director, Aliwa David, he was such a good man. So he used to tell us, he used to believe in us. So anawaambia, anawapush. So siku moja nikapata mama ametoka Komba na ngunia zake za viatu, akaniambia, enda utafute shule. Enda tu utafute shule. Because I was acting, I was happy, but I was not happy. I needed to be in school. I loved reading from such a young age. So I told Mom, there's this school when we were acting, there's a place we used to go, mkiitwa Ka Extra. That's East African School of Media Studies. Na ikanihit. There's this school I saw and I loved it.
So you had that passion of media from way back.
Passion, me and me and Oprah. You know the best thing, unakumbuka Oprah ilikuwa inakuja around 6. I think you are too young, maybe haukuipata. But kuna siku Oprah ilikuwa inakuja around 6. So singe miss Oprah show, singe miss Tyra Banks show. Venye CNN ilianza kuwa regular in Kenya, Christian Amanpour. So I used to be such a big fan of Amanpour. So I used to want to be like interview people. Hata my sisters can tell you, nimewasumbua, ibuka hapo. Haya, sasa jifanye, wewe ndio nani, jibu maswali hivi. And I used to love it. I used to love interviewing people. I would constantly, hata mamangu alikuwa anaboeka na stories zangu, cause I dig. Even finding my own dad, after wame separate na mom, finding out now where he stays and everything, my investigative report, nakaa hapo vibaya sana, law and order, criminal intent, naandika nikiona kitu kwa TV, na implement. So I loved media. So I remembered this school, nilikuwa naona kina some few media personalities, walikuwa nasomea huko. So I went and joined the school. I went and asked for the prospectors. Wakasema ni around 140k. Was it per semester ilikuwa 70k. Hey,
you got scared?
Ai, vibaya sana. Jehova, nikaenda nikaambia my mom. My mom had 30k saved. So I went to the school. Again, God's favor. Me, my life has been, you think you're on an edge, and then God opens a door for you. So I went and told my mom, ndio hii pesa iko hivi na hivi, ndio hii pesa iko hivi na hivi. My mama akaniambia shika hii upeleke. I went to the director, a very good, the owner of the school, Steve Ambani, such an amazing human being. I went to the director and I told him, hizi ndio pesa tuko nazo, allow me to come and join. Akaniambia kuja. So I gave him a bit of background about my life. So kila saa mama akipata napeleka, mama akipata napeleka. And my mama alijifinyilia sana mpaka nikasoma.
For how long?
For 2 years.
Oh, it was a diploma.
It was a diploma. Me, I only have a diploma. Me sina masters, sina bachelor's, sina anything. I just have a diploma in broadcast journalism. And I met some really good people also in college. I mean, college life was good life. College life was...
But you still struggled there.
Yeah, you still struggle to fit in because unaona, huku pia watu wameomoka. Unajua si tulikuwa na the cool kids. By the in college, me I can tell you, they know themselves, they are watching. Cool kids. But I always knew I was an intelligent person. My passion came first. The school, the kids, the students, we grew a bond together. And after now, hiyo diploma yako, that's where now it sinks in. Unajua ukifanya diploma unafanya cause unajua after hapa mi citizen. Kililian Muli.
I know.
Hey.
Ukianka
news, unaanza hata kuweka kawivu kanakuja hapa. By the way, Mungai nitakutumia picha yangu moja ya kitambo.
Kuna ingine niliona ukiwa na wig, but you looked so nice. I think it was among the first times ukiripotia TUKO.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. Politics.
Sasa naenda naambia mama nibaie ka flat iron. Kwanza mimi nilikuwa naweka either flat iron, ile fupi ama ile refu.
Yeah.
Najiangalia kwa kioo. Ready or not, here I come. I'm the next big thing until umalize hiyo diploma. Ujua hii Kanairo iko na wenyewe.
Kutembea.
Utadrop nini zako demo. Utadrop demo zako. Hakuna place kuenda hii Kenya kutafuta kazi.
After you finished sasa ni kutamak.
We tamaked, me and my best friend Kate. Me and Kate, we always had a dream of working at Capital FM. We even used to have ka studio ketu. I love Kanye West. So every time we would be like, what's up people? Welcome to the Spark Show. My name is LYNN and Kate, and today Kanye West. Sijui nini. So tunajifanya ati sisi ni kureport, tunareport. And until reality, urudi tena kwa kale kaslam kako.
Ina hit sasa.
No more rich kids to hang around. No more. I feel sometimes because the gap between the poor and the rich in this country, imetuma watu wengi sana wako na dreams wasi accomplish. It's not a good place to be in.
I know, it's not a good place. Like me, I remember when I was in college, but unfortunately I didn't finish. Yeah, when I was in college, I used to go to Kamukunji to get belts. Then I sell in school. I used to buy them 80 bob. Nakuja nauzia cool kids 250, 200. Ndio nipate do ya lunch time na fare kutoka from my aunt's place pale nilikuwa naishi to school. Yani unaona watu wanakuangalia tu wanashangaa huyu shida yake ni gani?
Unaona? It's not a good place to be in, but whoever is watching and they're in that place, the best part is your passion is a neutralizer. Time is a neutralizer. Work hard until they come, build until they come. Don't discourage yourself. Don't feel ati me I can't achieve cause miss yuko kwa hii class. Build until they come. Build until they come. So after nimeona sasa hapa ni kubaya, I had a friend while we were acting. She was now in Dubai. So I hit her.
Before we get there, you stayed at home for how long?
I was staying at home after school.
Yeah, for how long?
My entire college life I stayed in school, and then I got a gig at GBS, the TV.
GBS
yes.
TV.
And then I moved out. Me and my best friend back then, we moved out to our own place. Unajua
so this time around you are dropping CVs, you're not at home?
No, CVs I'm dropping them at home. The first early months of kumaliza shule. And then after saisha kuhit hapa hakuna mtu ananiita, I got a reporting job at GBS. Kuna show tulikuwa tunaita inaitwa the trends. And then I moved out with my best friend, alikuwa anafanya back then in the hospitality. So tulikuwa tuna cost share rent. And then sasa tukakaa for a while, munalipa yes, lakini hiyo pesa mliwork bado. And I loved the freedom of staying alone. Even my mom is such a huge supporter because me, I love freedom. I don't want to be chained. I don't want to be contained. I want to go out and risk it all.
I want to explore.
I want to explore, you know. So I called now my friend, the one I was acting with, alikuwa uko Dubai anafanya job. Nikamwambia Jack, mimi nitafutie kitu. Akaniambia, we kuja huku kuna majobs mingi. We tafuta tu visiting visa, ukuje after 1 month utakuwa umepata kazi.
Yani you are ready to go to Dubai.
Yeah, na nikaambia sistangu mkubwa, shiko nilipie ticket. My sister was bawling. Akaniuliza ni how much. Akanilipia ticket. My sister got me the ticket because nilimwashua I'm going to get a good job and I will save na nitakurudishia. So I went to Dubai. Ukienda Dubai unadhani ni yenye tunaonanga kwa TV, lakini hey, Mungai Eve, Dubai mulikuwa mnaenda. So ile place sasa mnaenda kulala, vitanda ziko 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Lipa pesa yako, lala hapo, amkango unaenda una drop CV. So we dropped CVs everywhere. Luckily, when my visa...
So this time, you know, you've done broadcast journalism. Were you dropping the CVs on the media?
Dubai hakuna media na tena mimi sijui Kiarabu, nani atakuandika? Una drop za kila kitu, security guard.
So you had written his own application.
Una change tu hapa juu, applying for a job as a security guard, applying for a job as a waitress, applying for a job as a awa wa kufungulia watu milango kwa hizo, as long as utoki Dubai kama hauna kazi. So when my visiting visa was almost over, Costa Coffee called me 3 days to now, me wanting to come back. And Costa Coffee, they were like, hi, you applied for a job here. We had gone for the interviews. We are glad to tell you that you've been picked. Let us know when you can move into our accommodation, but first you need to exit. So ukiwa Dubai, you need to exit. So visa yenye unarudi nayo ikuwe ya working visa. Because uliingia na tourist visa. So lazima utoke nje, ndio saa kwa airport tena uingie na working visa. So they paid for my ticket to exit in Oman, and then I got in with a working visa, worked at Costa Coffee, my first time.
And how, before actually you got the job, how did you survive pale Dubai for all that long?
Kuna siku nilidanganya sistangu ati kwa job tumeitishwa medical. Sistangu alikuwa atajua hii for the first. Kaambia Shiko, nitumie 10,000 nifanye medical huku.
You had to lie.
It's survival. Siya wamejua huko, mimi hata niko saina job poa. Nitaanza kuambia aje huko bado na safa. Mamangu atakwambia rudi home haraka sana. So how you survive, mulikuwa mnapika, mnachanga watu kaa 4, mnabai kuku, mnapika na ugali. Huko inaitangwa samolina, mnapika hiyo ugali ama, but huko pia kuna chakula na ni cheap. My favorite was a McDonald's ice cream. Ile ice cream unabai 2 reals. That was my favorite. 2 dirhams. That was my favorite. So I got a job at Costa Coffee. Loved it. I love making coffee now. I think in future I'll have to own a coffee shop.
Wow.
I love making coffee. Made some of the best memories there. But
would love to know, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? You are there making coffee. You have your diploma in journalism. Your passion is on media. You're doing something that you are not passionate with.
You are not passionate with. I used to cry. I used to cry. Luckily, when I was in Dubai, my ex-fiancé was working in Dubai too. So he really fought for me. He really encouraged me, because after making coffee, I would go watch documentaries, and he would also suggest a couple of documentaries for me. And he made life easier for me in Dubai, because there's always a good feeling when you meet someone who believes in you.
Met there?
We met there. We met in Dubai. Such a cool guy. And he really encouraged me to fight for my dream. So even when I told him, I'm coming back home to fight for my dream, because I used to see people, watu wenye nimesoma nao ndio wameshaanza kuimprove. Naona aya huyo ni Jackie, huyo ni Brayo, wase wameshaanza
some of them walikuwa shanza kuingia kwa hizi media,
kuingia kwa media house, and you are like, why me? Why not me, God? So it used to burn me. Una make coffee lakini your coffee sengine utai make na mahasira, because you are like, I should be doing what I love, you know. So as I said, my ex-fiance, he was really supportive, so he used to really encourage me, and time came and I could not hold it anymore.
After how long?
I worked in Dubai for 6 months, so I came back. After 6 months, I came back.
You decided, okay, was it tough? What was the reason
Not
you
tough.
decided you're coming
When
home?
you are passionate about something, waking up to do something else that is not in your heart becomes by the eri kugonjeka, kushinda mauchungu ya moyo. You get so devastated, so disappointed. You want.
You start being bitter
You
with
start
life.
being bitter mpaka unauliza Mungu, saa God, halafu sasa hapa kunaendaje. So again I came back to Kenya. My savings, I put it into projects here and there. Haikuwork. Me, that has to be the toughest period of my life. You've come back to Kenya to fight for a dream that doesn't want you.
What are some of the projects you did after Dubai?
I shout out to Gregory Kiwo. He had this Kiwo film, so we tried a couple of projects together. Two that we were pitching, alafu hata hizo hazikuenda pahali. Before I even left, I had shot a nice documentary, a nice show ilikuwa inaitwa Medical Journal, pitched it to Mnet, and the progress was really good. Only for last minute unaambiwa it can't. So my now ex-fiance tells me, I'm in Qatar, come, let's just work. You know.
So you decided to go in
So
Qatar.
I went back now in Qatar. Qatar is where I spent the longest time. I worked at Qatar Foundation for almost close to 3 years. It was beautiful. It was beautiful, but also passion inakuua huku ndani. I had given up. Mi hata sikuwa nataka mtu aniongeleshe kuhusu like journalism. Halafu tufanyane nini na journalism? I had given up on myself. I had given up on wanting to be a media personality. I had given up on wanting to even be near TV. Hata nikaanza sasa kusema what other career can I do? But deep down ananiangalia tu, ananiambia you still have it in you. You still love it. You are still it.
Yeah, this is where you belong.
This is where you belong. And that's why I say sometimes relationships don't work, but friendships do.
Sure.
He was a friend before he was my fiancé, and he really encouraged me to chase my dream. So I left Doha at the end of 2016. I came back now determined. Do or die.
This time
Mungai,
you had saved.
Nilikuwa nimesave. I save. I save. Mungai hivi nilikuwa nimejipanga. At the end of 2016, I came back to Kenya. Now I laid low. 2017, no, now 2016, nikashoot the famous Kilimani Mom show.
Where did you get the idea from? Was it from Kilimani Mom?
Huku nilipata tu watu ni Kilimani Moms. Naingia napata tu story tumechacha. Nasema, you see, as much as Kilimani Moms was controversial, those were real people sharing their real stories. So there are some stories I would look at, nione, this is a story. This is someone, hata kama ameka profanity, vulgar katikati ya sentences, mtu anaumia. So I called Gregory and I told Gregory Kiwa, I have an idea. Let's call it Kilimani Mom's Show. Again, I've been privileged to have people who love and support me. Gregory has never questioned my creativity. He listened and he's like, let's do it. Tukaenda hapo Power 254 ya Boni, tukachukua hall. Nikaeka Kilimani Moms. I am shooting the first episode of Kilimani Moms show.
Ulipost wapi? YouTube?
Kilimani Moms. Si kwa Facebook. Naambia watu, I am shooting a talk show inaitwa Kilimani Moms show. Please share your stories with me via email. Nafungua email, stories zimejaa. Tukaamua tufanye ya domestic violence. So kudos to Vicky, and those were my first guests on the show. So tukasema tunaishoot kwa live audience. Audience wakakam. Tukasema tunachukua watu Hilton, Silina Konado. Si mimi nimesave. Si mimi pesa yangu lazima iproduce kitu inakaa ya Oprah. Hey! Mungai hivi tulipiga bonge la show. And that's why it's important to surround yourself with people who believe in your vision. Gregory and his team, they shot my entire show for free.
He was your director?
He was my director back then. Shot my entire show for free. Cameras zote zilikuwa zao. Lights, I had a team of almost 13 people. Akiwa light tulikuwa tunashoot Oprah Winfrey show hiyo siku. Lina kwa hapo na kanguo ka red. Nimeng'ara makeup.
So this is a dream come true.
This is a dream come true. Hello guys, welcome to Kilimani Mom show. My name is LYNN NGUGI. Now sitayara sahau ile intro nilipiga kwa hiyo show. Unaona wamama wamekusurround, mpige story. It was such an amazing show. Tukamaliza tukashoot episodes 2 tuka-upload tukaeka YouTube.
Oh, YouTube sasa.
Kuweka YouTube.
On your current
On my,
YouTube channel?
Yes. Kuweka YouTube. Tulikuwa tumeifungulia channel Kilimani Mom show.
You are determined.
Mimi ungeni lakini kwa nimeng'ara. Nilikuwa nimeslay kwa hiyo show. Hii show ni long. Tuendelee. Nilikuwa nimeslay kwa hiyo show. So sisi kuweka a certain big media house. The first day tumeweka show imetrend
on YouTube.
On YouTube. New channel, new show, trending. Trending. Trailer. Hiyo ni promo tuliweka. Ikaingia trending. First day, second day, third day
trending number
ilikuwa top 10. Ilikuwa top 10. Tuliingia hata number 2 trending. The third day naangalia show yangu hakuna. YouTube
imepuliwa down.
Natumiwa email na YouTube. Channel yangu imedeactivatiwa. Not deleted kwa sababu natumia jina na isha copyright. So mimi a certain wanajijua a big media station here in Kenya. Wakanitumia sasa YouTube they give you the person mwenye amekuriport.
So this name Kilimani Mom was copyrighted.
Kilimani Mom. So wanasema siwezi tumia jina Kilimani Moms. Luckily, I know the founder of Kilimani Moms. Because hata ndio ni shoot show yangu, nilihave kumwandikia nikamwambia nataka kushuti na nataka kupost hii na aka-approve. Hata promo alipost kwa channel yake. Hiyo Kilimani, akaniambia no LYNN, she's a lawyer. Kaniambia LYNN, they cannot copyright such names. Kilimani ni geographic, kuna copyright kama nani.
Actually,
Moms ni generic, kuna copyright kama nani.
Yeah, na pia sio yao.
Ati walikuwa wamecopyright hata wametengeneza mugs. You know, in this country, and allow me to say this, uwezi nyanyasa watu forever. Don't think you can shut someone's dream na akose kurise tena. They took away my show. And I had, of course, I got some few lawyers wanisaidie, had invested so much money on that show. To watch it go down the drain like that. And that's why I want to challenge people. Protect your ideas at all costs. Copyright your work. Copyright your intellectual property. Unaona? And don't it's a big media station here in Kenya. Kuna haja tuwape airtime. Si mi show yangu ikaenda hivyo, we fought, tukapelekana kotini. Lakini they will obviously wata delay process, ndio give up in the process. So nikiwa tuko by then nilipata depression ingine mbaya sana. 2017 I was going down. 2017 has to be the hardest year of my life. A lot of things crashed. Career wise, relationship wise, so many things crashed.
It was also the same year that you ended your relationship.
No, I ended my relationship in 2018, but it was bound to happen eventually. So, after nime lose show, nikaanza me, I don't stay down for long, but I love staying down kidogo. Because you know, when you are down, you learn. When you are down, you observe a lot of people. I saw someone say, when something puts you down, don't be quick to rise up. Stay there for a while, so that you are able to observe. Alafu hakuna kitu inaweza kuhurt ka uko chini already. Hata shetani ataachana na wewe. Uko chini already, anakuja kufanya nini hapo? Stay down for a while so that you can observe and learn and see where you went wrong. So now in 2017, when so many things were crashing, najipick to up bado nataka ni try again, hata ni change jina ya show to upload tena, lakini kaa show ulishapiga kila kitu, welcome to Kilimani Mom show, hata ukijaribu kufanya voice over mnakata, haileti. So that's when I was sitting home and I remember my now director Edwin Ochieng, the legendary, my amazing friend, cool guy. Edu, we had known each other in school, and we had always
in college,
and we always kept in touch. And that's when I saw his phone call, akaniambia, ni aje Lynn, nilijua nafanya kazi TUKO, nataka reporter hii election, nafaa mtu anishikie katikati ya Sonko na Kideru. Ambia Edu analipa? Kuna do.
Haraka.
I wanted to go back home. I was ready hiyo mwezi ikiisha, niambie tu kiateka kula deposit, wacha nirudi home. Edu called me, I went, I love Edu. Edu since college, he has been such an amazing human being. So Edu akaniita, akaniambia ni 10K. Mungai Eve, si 10K unaendea haraka sana. Nikaenda, nikamreportia. Now after I reported, they really loved my work. Our former boss, he is also not at TUKO anymore. His name is Saveli. He loved what I did, and he called me for an interview, and we did the interview. Na hapo ndio I got a job at TUKO.
You reported how many times before?
Nilireport once. Uzuri. Nisameheni tu kusema, lakini mimi nitaishi kusema. Uzuri Raila na yeye akasema iwezi make. Raila alikataa.
Akakataa nini?
Alikataa results. That means lazima mfanye, cause ni developing story, lazima mshoot. So I ended up doing 4 reports at TUKO. So after nishapewa pesa yangu, on Tuesday I get a phone call, naitwa interview if I'm interested. Nikasema haraka sana. So I remember,
did anything in your mind ring that maybe wanakuitia job ama
waliniambia kwa phone, they would love to interview me for a position in their video team. Then I called my friend Gregory. I asked him, do you think I should go? Gregory asked me, where is your heart? I told him I want to try. He told me, go for it. So I went at TUKO. We started doing these reports with Edu. There was Edu, Cliff and Meso. And Meso and Cliff later left. Ikakuwa ni sasa mimi na Edu. Then Kevin Phillips joined us. And then Davy. And then now we were a team of 7 people by the time I left.
in the beginning, which type of stories were you covering?
I was very intentional. I was very intentional. I love human interest stories. From the word go, I told my boss Saveli, give me an opportunity to bring what I want on the table. And I always say he played such a huge role in my life. Because had he said no, I would never have discovered how good I am at human interest stories. He said yes. So, but the first times you opened your YouTube channel, so you know how bad sometimes things get. Comments 2-3 hivyo, munakula. Views 2K, munakula. Mukiendanga tu.
Yeah, I think my case, God has been very faithful. Imagine I've never gone through that moment.
And don't hautapitia Mungai, because you see, you are at a good place right now. The platform may accept watu, plus you are such a hard worker. So, and I will say this right now for you, this is not luck, this is hard work. You are not where you are because that people just wake up and they love Mungai Eve. I see you putting in the work. I see you going out there. I see you fighting your challenges. And I'm deeply proud of you.
Thank you so much.
May just go and bloom. Just go. The sky is not even the limit for you. Go. Enda kabisa kama umeenda. Usiangalie nyuma. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it. So for us, YouTube was still new in the Kenyan market sana sana. So kama 2017 na content yenyu yote ni YouTube. Kabla watu watujue, it took us a while. Took us until almost the end of 2018.
An year.
And those were almost close to 2 years before I did the documentary how street women in Kenya deal with periods. And that's how people now started, kuna udem, haya uni Lynn. Haya Lynn, good job, unapata ka inbox kamoja, good job. And you keep going. And I always say, it's important for you to not let praises get in your way. It's okay for people to tell you are doing a good job, but don't forget, People only care about the results. Hakuna mtu atakwambia good job kama ulifanya, you as good as your last job. Hakuna mtu atakwambia good job if you are not putting in the work. So for me, no matter how good people say I am, one thing never skips my mind. You gotta put in the work. You have now to even hustle 10 times harder. So 2018, watu wakaanza kujua, they subscribe, nini, nini, nini.
So even the boss didn't give up on you even when you are doing the stories, no views?
Let me tell you, and I know he'll watch this. Saveli is one of the most patient people I know. He was patient with me because I was also feeling discouraged. You are putting in your best work na inapata 28 comments. You are there interviewing Jalango on a good topic, inakupea 28 comments. Unakufa moyo. There are times hata ningesema siendi hii job kwani siendi, lakini he will wake up in the morning and tell you good job na ulimpea comments ine. Good job, guys. I love this. Let's try this. Let's do this. He was an incredible leader, and I hope he's happy wherever he is. I hope he's also happy wherever he is. So it's been 4 years of him persevering, na mimi especially, because I'm very independent, creative voice. Their content I won't touch. And he's still there telling you and pushing you and telling you good job. And the support we got from Kenyans and the people in diaspora, there were times I used to go home and feel good. There were times I couldn't wait to wake up in the morning and feel, let me go chase. And also good friends I made at TUKO. Good friends, akina Olinga, kina Nesi, they know themselves. Hata nikianza kunema hapa, sitamaliza. Good friends.
Which video did you do after sasa tushafika 2018 ndo watu washaanza kujua yenyewe there is TUKO, there's LYNN, she's doing an amazing job. Which video did you do apart from that period? Ingine sasa yenye uliona, yes, now you are going somewhere.
If you ask so many people, they will tell you the Kamodho story. But you know Mungai Eve, me, I don't know how God does it, but he does it. Every story I've done has been so instrumental. Hata kuna zingine bado ziko na 60k views. Kuna zingine haziku make it to 1 million views. But I remember those people too. Because it's their stories. I have a hard time figuring out even me. Ni story gani poa nilishafanya. Because for me, our guests wakikam, wakuji ati lini itakupea 1 million views. They are coming because they believe in your ability to tell their story and they are pouring out their hearts to you. So I always have a hard time figuring out which one was which was all of them.
My question is, which one did you do specifically and you realize now you are starting, you are going somewhere?
Aki sijui Mungai Eve. Kama iyo ya periods is when we got, people started now even subscribing, and then from there we told other hundreds of amazing stories. I have never been able to even put my top 3. Nimefanya ya Ofula, took care of the wife when she had stroke, ya Virginia, nimehost hata Major, nimehost, yani watu hata Kenyans did not know their names until we did their show. So for me, every story leaves a mark. Every story leaves a mark. So sijui ni gani nyi muliona ndio mkajua LYNN, sa unless hao watuambie ni gani waliona ndio wakajua LYNN. Yeah.
Okay, and you said that you had so much passion into humanitarian stories. Why is it that mbona uli feel like this is the route that I want to take, not anything else but human interest?
Because I was getting tired of seeing. I don't have a problem with the many faces we see on TV. But I was getting tired of tuning in KTN ni mtu. Ukienda Citizen niye bado anakuwa interviewed. NTV, mama anauza mboga hapa. Ni challenges gani pia yeye anapitia, right? Mtu wa mkokoteni, ni challenges gani yeye anapitia? Mamangu mwenye ako Kikomba ikichomeka, ni challenges gani pia yeye anapitianga? I wanted to tell the stories of those people who thought they would never be on such platforms, because I've been those people before. I've been the one who slept hungry. I've been the one tumefukuziwa rent. I've been the one nimeenda shule na uniform imeraruka. I've been the one nimeenda shule na kaloka kanatoshana aje. I see people getting sick and I'm like, if we could only tell their stories, Wakenya wanaweza wachangia hata waende India. Who will ever bring stories of these people? So for me, it stemmed from a place of, these are the people I saw every day. Hapo Huruma, mkikaa, mama ana make fish na anafundisha watoto wake. Kwani story yake si important? It's equally important na huyo mtu mwenye anaishi Runda. Equally important. Yeah, and I also think, for me, human interest stories, it's because they have the ability to change lives. Hata mtu wako Runda ataona huyo mama anauza fish na akuwe inspired. Akuwe very motivated. Akuwe very encouraged. Unaona? Na pia kubuild ile community ya let's give back. Because si lazima we rely on politicians to help us. Kenya, we are known for the Harambee spirit. Why do we have to wait for people to do things for us that we can do for ourselves? Why do we have to give them so much power? No, we don't. We don't. Yeah.
Okay, so you started the human interest stories. They did so well. People loved them. But would love to know, Lynn, I know, kama mimi upata a lot of inbox, a lot of DMs, a lot of emails, they want to share their stories. Some of them tell me, I want you to connect me with Lynn. Hata sijaipatana naye. I'm like, we, sawa. How are you able to identify the story that you're going to air?
At the end of the day, I'm a journalist. At the end of the day, I did not sit into a class 2 years. There are things as a journalist you must do. Whether you are doing human interest stories or whichever story, have your facts. Corroborate your work. Do a background check. Me, even if someone comes, it's a medical case, I want to see the medical report. I want to call your doctor. I want to have a conversation with your doctor. If it's a domestic violence case, and you see the only challenge is most people don't report the domestic violence issues, but I encourage my guests, go get an OB, write a statement. So by the time you are sitting on my show, you already have uto to facts. And then no matter how bad the story is, reach out to the other party. I might not show it on camera, but I always reach out to the other party.
Before you cover the story.
Ninampigia. Namwambia bibi yako amesema hivi na hivi. Wewe unasema nini? Akiamua kukutusi ni sawa, but you reached out. Always try to hear the other side also. Because you see also, we are in a place right now where, yes, we are telling these stories. So we have to make sure we are also not telling them just for the sake of telling them. What if I've been privileged that no one has ever lied to me on my show, but you have to do a lot of thorough background check. And then huwezi saidia kila mtu. Huwezi saidia kila mtu. So what are the priorities? Unajua, and make sure no matter how good a story is, kama facts has add up, don't tell the story. Don't tell the story. Don't touch it. Yeah.
Okay, and most of your stories, you know, they are very touching. Sometimes you even cry on set. Like how, like, does it haunt you or something? Unakaa hivyo unajiuliza. You know, for me there are some stories I tell. Ama nikienda kutembelea watu wengine mtaani, jioni na I'm like, God, yani, these people are going through a lot.
Yeah, it happens every time. Of course, huwezi tu ambia mtu hawezi kuambia story inakaa horror. Alafu we uende tu utune in into a station uanze tu kudance. Hata ukienda home it gets to you. But allow me to be a bit religious here. When God gives you a burden, it's not a burden. When God gives you something, he knows how to take care of you.
He knows you can handle it.
He knows you can handle it. Yeah. There is nothing that God has given me right now yenye anajua singe handle. But I also appreciate the importance of therapy, because you also need to go and debrief. You also need to go and pour your heart out to someone and tell them there are stories I've done that have made me so upset. Stories. Like when I did Philly's story on the truck drivers, I was so upset. It's the kind of stories that will make you want to punch someone the next minute.
Yeah, they can even make you develop some hatred towards some gender. You know.
But then you also have to know that hata wewe, if you don't take care of yourself, hautafanya hizi stories effectively. So I've had to have debriefs, seek even professional help where necessary. Usibebe hiyo mzigo peke yako. Poa, and then know when it is important to take a break. You see me, I step away sometimes. Utanipata vibaya sana kwa Jalango ama Major. because you understand it's now the right time for you to take a break. It's the right time for you to take a break. Yeah.
Okay, and you've said that you do a lot of background checks,
Yeah.
but I would love to know, have you ever done any story and ikakuwa na some issues? You know, there are people who can share their stories and then later they start saying maybe they're not comfortable. Ama some issues just arise
When
after you
the
do a
guest
story.
tells you, are you comfortable? You know, before you do a story also, no. Like you see the problem with this generation right now, unaona story chair. Believe you me, I have even talked to them for a month. Just to make sure by the time they sit on my chair, they are okay. Because you see, I love how the audience support me, but my guests will always be my priority. It's not, it doesn't end when they come on the chair. I follow up. You have to be able to humanize the stories that you are doing. I want to follow up with my guests. I want to make sure they're even comfortable after the story. Sometimes I want to be able to tell them, sorry, but I can't do your story. Unaona, because of this and that and that. Because not all stories you also say yes to.
Yeah, sure.
Not all stories you say yes to. So, but to do a story where it was no a lie, no, like now the Philly story, the truck driver. I saw some people sharing screenshots at you, msichana anatafuta cloud.
Yeah, it developed
Yeah,
a
and
lot
that
of
was-
things. There were a
Yeah,
lot
and-
of stuffs on
and
Facebook.
and that was a friend. So I keep wondering, when we do the follow-up and we share the screenshot of that friend even apologizing right now, and we play the audios, people need to understand some stories are the hardest to tell. So if you ever see me with a guest, believe you me, it has to be real. It is real. And if it's not, I'm willing to carry the cross for them. I'm willing to carry the cross for them. So tell your truth. My friend Dan says every other time, we have a mantra, there is light in truth. Kufa na ukweli yako. Kufa tu na ukweli yako. But I say, I am grateful to all my guests. Don't think some stories people will just share with you. They have to trust you before they share them with you. Because they are telling you their deepest secrets. They are telling you their deepest challenges. Right now, yesterday, Phyllis sent me a photo of her kids, dressed up, beautiful in uniform. They are starting a new life. And I was like, guy, this can only be God. Because I know how much he has fought to even want to live an extra day, to want to take our kids even back to school. So for me, my guests will always be a priority. I love and respect them. Because there are some stories hata mimi Mungai nilikuwa nasikia nasema ngai kani mimi ninge survive aje kani mimi, but they chose to share them with me regardless. So I love them and I want to say thank you to them for believing in my ability to tell their stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know, Lynn, if I end this without asking you some 2 questions that are remaining, watu watanipiga mawe huku kwa Mungai Eve. So
Niko na crush.
actually it was not that one, but it was ilikuwa the second one. Uko na crush?
Ushafunga hiyo chapter.
You are crushing on someone.
Niko single lakini na crush ya mtu.
Unajua sasa issue ya kukrasha mtu anaweza kuwa wewe hakukrashi.
Hebu tusonge mbele. Si una crush na Trevor?
Si crush mimi niko
siwache hata wangu sana nitaanza kumpost.
Wewe kwanza ni wa kwetu. So I have to be very serious on this. Hiyo mchele lazima tukule. We don't want you to remain a miss forever.
Me, I'm not going to be a miss forever, but there is no rush.
Sure.
There is no rush. I've had people, I've stayed with someone for 5 years and I can tell you, relationship is a beautiful thing ukiwa na the right person. Ukiwa na the right person. And don't let society pressure you into something. Ukilala kwa hiyo kitanda watakuwa. Vitu zisipowaka out watakuwa. So wacha tu watu wakuulize utaolewa lini, utazaa lini, utazaa mtoto wa pili lini, una plan kujenga lini. let your personal business be your personal business. At the end of the day, ukilia premium tiers ni zako peke yako. Iki work out forever and ever. I love J. Cole. I keep telling people, I want my relationship ikaikaya J. Cole. I want people, yes, to know I'm with someone, but I don't want people to know me for my relationship. I am LYNN before I was in a relationship. Yeah. Najua sijakujibu lakini.
That's so amazing. Lakini bado sijajibiwa. But vizuri ni kuna ka hope you're going to eat that rice.
I mean, siku ya mchele ikifika, mafans wangu lazima wakuje waonje. Hata kama ni spoon moja moja. Hata tunaweza ileta tu hapa Westwood Hotel. Tunaambia watu unapaka ukionjanga, ukitoka unapaka ukionja, unatoka.
Yeah, but it's okay. But that was actually not the first question. But ilikuwa ikwe ya pili. It's good you've answered. Unanisoma psychology. That's why I want to do psychology.
Do it. It's a good course. Do it.
Yeah. So,
kwanza?
Lynn, the first question, and I think it's going to be the last one.
I love your voice.
And then I feel like it's deep.
No. What if it's deep? It's a beautiful voice.
Wow, thank you.
Yes.
So, the biggest question, the question of the day. Yesterday, I posted that I'm going to host you on my show, and most people were asking, Eve, just ask Lynn, why did she leave TUKO? Where is she going?
Oh, why I left TUKO? I did a video on that. I left TUKO because I choose growth over comfort every other time. I was beginning to get comfortable, and also I want to own my intellectual property, as I was telling you. The shows I produce are so dear to me. I want to own that intellectual property. And also to tell people to know the idea. Because for me, these ideas are all I have. This is my craft. And I felt it reached a point where I needed to own it and to be able to say, this is my work. And not have someone come and claim my work later on. So the reason why I left, number one, it's because I want to grow, I want to travel, I want to go out there and tell stories.
So you have plans of going even outside Kenya and sharing those stories?
What's impossible if nothing is impossible, and also to protect my intellectual property, which are the shows that I do. Because at the end of the day, you want something for yourself, and whatever I did at TUKO was TUKO's. So it reached a point where I felt like this work, I want my kids to be able to see what their mom was all about. And I need to safeguard my ideas at all costs. So I left TUKO. I'm on my YouTube. Majority of the people now, they already know. I'm on my channel. It's growing, and I am a bit scared because the rate. But I want to appreciate them and thank them. I'm just on my LYNN NGUGI channel. I plan to stay there for a while. I love the online community because it has taught us that nothing is impossible. And that's why hata ukiwa na phone, tumia tu hiyo phone kufanya. Si ulianza na nini kako,
Phone.
ukirecord watu, and then kalapel. And now see, hata hiyo butterfly imekubali. We have a mic. Soon, Mungai, if you will have maybe a big studio. A lot of young people are looking up to you right now. So, what legacy do you want to leave behind? Yeah, so the main thing, reason I left was to protect my intellectual property. Yeah.
Okay, and before we end this video, Lynn, what are some... Hata mimi sishishi.
Lakini, yes.
It has been a long one.
Yeah.
Lynn, what are some of the challenges that you've encountered when covering your stories? I know each and every job kuna kuanga na some ups and downs.
Yeah. Kutojiamini sometimes. Self-doubt is something kila mtu anapitia. Kutojiamini. I know even you, maybe you fought with it.
Yeah, kwanza the time that I was getting some celebrities telling me that we want you to cover our interview. You know, mi nilianza na mambo ya mtaani, then I grew, nikaanza kupata invites za celebrities, and I was very scared.
Yeah. Self-doubt. But God did not give us the spirit of fear. So I fight with fear every day. Hata kuna mtu aliniuliza, Lynn, do you know who you are? Do you know how much people love you? And I never want that to get into my mind. Two things. The praises and thinking I've arrived. Sitawahi taka.
Yeah, Jalas always says that the moment you start thinking that you've arrived, hiyo ndo time umeisha.
Ndio time umeisha. So I never want to think I've arrived. and I never want the praises to be a distraction. It's an appreciation, but it should never be a distraction. And just probably to encourage people out there, people are fighting with their dreams. You know, you are lucky, Mungai, if you have so many people supporting you right now, but we can't say that for hundreds of other people out there. So I want people to know it's important to believe in themselves, even when you have to do it alone. Sometimes clap for yourself, even when no one is clapping. I've adapted this method. When I wake up in the morning, I start affirming things to myself. I said one day I'll be the biggest talk show host in this world. Said that almost, it's going to be almost 6 or 7 months ago. And I can start to feel it. Jichoche. Walai jichoche. Walai acha kuambiwa na mtu kitu. Jichoche. Hata ukiwa peke yako.
Wewe na Jalango same WhatsApp group.
Mimi, I love Jalas. Jalas knows me. I have mad respect for Jalango. Taking some of the risks I'm taking right now because of him and his influence in my life. Lakini jichoche. And let me tell you, even if you have to do it alone, choose growth over comfort. Choose growth every other time. Usibaki tu hapo, jichoche, enda tu kwa kioo sema. Manze mimi Mungai Eve, mimi nitakuwa na the biggest channel in this country. After hii country in Africa, after Africa worldwide. Unawambia siku moja mimi nita interview hata Champagne, Drake, nita interview J. Cole, nita interview Kendrick Lamar, nita interview Beyonce, jichoche. Like, put it out there. Because once you do that, no one can take your power away from you. Unaona, and don't give up on yourself. For you, for me, you think you are the one when you may benefit hapa kuni interview. I'm the one who has benefited because it gives me great pleasure knowing I actually influenced you at some point. And look at how beautiful your journey in a camp, and people are not ready. They're not ready for you. They're not ready for you. I want you to go and bloom. I want you to go and conquer. I want you to, as you grow, reach out to another person and pick them up and inspire them and motivate them. Usitake pia ikuwe tu ni wewe. There's an entire community of people looking out for Mungai Eve. Just go out there. As you grow, pull someone up with you. You grow your own community of Mungai Eve. Like right now, I know LYNN NGUGI, I have a community of mine yenye features Mungai Eve. So build your community also there and don't be scared. Take risks every other time. I'm telling you, and your fans can bear me witness. You have people who love you. So don't slow down for nobody. Wacha watu waseme udema amekuja sana. Enda! Leave them no choice. Wakifungua, kumekuwa na joto sana. Hata niacha nionyeshe watu venye nilikuwa nimekuja hii show kuslay. Ukienda nini, nataka watu waseme. Ukienda bra yangu ionekani, unajua wanaweza enda kunimekia mimi. Ukienda wacha uko nini
I'm laughing.
Ukienda thank you. Ukienda huko nje, wacha watu wakifungua WhatsApp Mungai Eve kwa status. Bill hata tunafaa saa tuweke billboard. Mungai Eve, the biggest. Me, I like when you say the biggest.
The biggest, the number one.
The number one show. Sasa unasema the number one show in the world. Jichoche kabisa. The God has given us the spirit to ask. Ask and it shall be given unto you. Knock and the door shall be opened. Don't be scared. They are not ready. They are not ready. But remember, always remember why you started the journey at the very first time. Remember why you are doing this. Usiache pia ikuingie kwa akili. Don't stay focused. You know what's your goal. What's your goal with your channel? Stay focused and don't let anybody tell you you can't. Because for me, I'm such a huge fan of you. But then nilikuwa nivae shati na imeandikwa hapa I love Mungai Eve. Nikakosa time ya kwenda kuiprint, but even on my show kwa channel lazima nivae shati hapa.
Wow, thank you so much, LYNN.
Hold me accountable. Lazima niende pale kwa channel yangu na shati because I love you.
Thank you so much, LYNN. It is such an honor to host you here. Aki, this is a dream come true. I thank God for this day. Kwa sababu we've been planning for it. I started planning for it. At a time hatukuwa tumeanza kuongea. Me, I knew this day will come. And God, look at God.
Look at God.
Yeah. Lynn, tukimalizia, I would love you to talk to your fans. Tell them to go and subscribe. Tell them also to subscribe here. You know, for us, we are road to 300K subscribers.
Congratulations.
Yeah, for you, you are road to 200K.
Congratulations.
You are coming.
Mimi nakam. Sinanga haraka kwa hii train.
Nyambura. But then my mom is Nyambura.
Your mom is Nyambura. So, Mama Mungai Eve, asante sana. So nafaa niongee sana mafans. Cha nishike hii ndio.
Yeah.
Watu wangu. Mimi hapa niko na bonge la Mungai Eve. Mbona mnacheka? Chali yako anakuanga mfani hivi. Corset ni mfani. Haya, Trevor, hii kitu iko sawa? Trevor, hii short iko sawa? By the way, unafaa acha tu nisiku hiyo nitakwambia ofka. Ni Trevor nilikuwa nichokoze. Haya, sawa watu wangu kwa channel ya Mungai Eve. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this amazing show ya Mungai Eve, the biggest show in the world. Tunaanza kusema in the world sasa, si ndio? Yeah, tumeenda. Yes, in another, the power of manifestation. Yeah. Hakuna kitu si impossible. So thank you so much guys for watching. My fans wa Mungai Eve, be sure to subscribe to her channel. Tupeleke msichana 500,000 subscribers. Sini sawa? I know you guys can do it. And check out my channel too, LYNN NGUGI. And content tu nitaendelea kuwapea life changing content. Thank you for having me on your show. You is beautiful, you are pretty, you are brilliant, you are confident, and may God continue opening doors for you. Yeah. Yes, na weni wakwetu ushago. Yeah.
Dan is here telling anaambia Lynn na wewe ni wakwetu ushago. Ataki awache hiyo point. By the way, from today, yes, lazima kila mtu ajue Lynn ni wakwetu.
Ushago yetu ni moja. Ushago yetu. Thank you mami for having me on your show.
Thank you so much, yes, Lynn. It's such an honor. And thank you so much guys for always coming back to watch my videos. Like this video, you subscribe, you turn on the notification bell. You meet next time. I'm very excited.